In the last few short videos that we made, we were looking at this concept of decade approach to success, which basically means that, having a somewhat planned progress towards success and building upon one step after another. And we already talked about 5 steps, and I'd like to focus on the 6th step today. And that is about confidence. And even though all of us know that we need to have confidence to accomplish anything, so that shouldn't come as a surprise. But the question is, what confidence are we talking about? Confidence in what? Well, the tendency might be to think that, we should have confidence in ourselves. Self-confidence is important. Not that it's not. Of course, we should have faith in ourselves, in our ability to do the things that are required for us to accomplish the goal that we are looking at. But there's something more that is important in terms of confidence. You see, what happens is that most people believe in this concept called luck. And luck implies randomness. So oftentimes people think that no matter what I do, no matter how good I am, whatever I might try, there's this element of luck which would play a role, which means that things are somewhat random and the outcome is also random in nature. So sometimes it may favor me, sometimes it may not favor me. And people hope and pray that they would have the luck necessary to succeed. But you see, the thing is that randomness cannot dictate any plan, for one thing. And what confidence we actually need is in the fairness of what I would refer to as universal intelligence. In other words, whether I'm looking at either an organization or even if I'm looking at the overall universe as a whole, I need to have the faith and the confidence that there is a sense of fairness and justice in universal intelligence. So if I do something for which I need to be rewarded, I shall be rewarded. Maybe not in my timeline, maybe not in the form that I'm looking at, but definitely the universal intelligence will dictate that my outcome is actually what I deserve based upon all the things that I'm doing. So when we talk about confidence, I think that what is actually very important is, apart from having faith in yourself and having confidence in yourself and all that, having the confidence at a much, much higher level that the outcome shall be a reflection of what I have put in and what deserves to happen. The 7th step in our decade approach to success is conviction. When we talk about conviction, what happens is that if I want to do something, whatever my goal might be, the rewards that come from accomplishing success in that oftentimes drives my conviction. That should not happen. We have talked about this disassociation of the goal from the effort before in one of the earlier steps. But when it comes to conviction, my goal should be steady. It cannot be a moving target. So if I say that I'm going to do this, whatever that this might be, then I need to have the conviction that that particular goal is worthy of putting in the effort and trying to accomplish. A lot of times what happens to us is that we may get distracted. Distraction is one thing that takes us away. So we are working towards something and something else comes along the way. And it's sort of like if I'm driving a car on a highway, I need to focus on the road. I cannot get distracted by some nice thing on the side of the road. Similarly, as we are working towards a specific goal, even though we might observe even attractive things along the way, along that path, I cannot take my eyes off of that goal. And I will do that only if I'm convinced and I have that conviction that that particular goal is worthy of my efforts. The second thing that usually takes away conviction from what we do is fear. And that fear comes from fear of failure. And my thing is that along the way I start doubting things and say, oh, what if I fail? And if I were to have that fear inside me, sometimes it's difficult to have the conviction, because what happens is that the very first time we have a bit of a setback, instead of overcoming that fear will drive me to actually lose conviction in that whole project or in that particular goal. So if we want to overcome that fear, we have to tell ourselves that, look, as long as I'm going on the right path, as long as my end goal is clear to me, whether eventually I get success or failure is not in my control, but I have to put the effort with that conviction that it's something worth doing. And my hope is that when I actually get there, I would experience success in some form. Because we have said this before, success may not come in your timeline and maybe not even in the form that you're expecting. But you may have a much bigger success when you go towards this particular goal. So that conviction that whatever I've set out to do is something that is important, not just for me, but for everybody around me, and it will have positive outcomes, is a very, very crucial part of going towards success.